Happy New Year and welcome back to the Coming Home. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. Mine was lovely and relaxing. It was so nice to not have to worry about posting a video last week and just be able to relax and rejuvenate. But now it's 2019 and I'm energized and ready to tackle the year and work to make it fantastic. The new year is a great time for setting goals. I think it's really easy to be motivated around the new year. People get energized about accomplishing goals and creating new habits. But then February or March rolls around and you realize you're not really doing what you said you would anymore. However, I don't think this should stop us from setting goals in the first place. If we never set any goals, we've already failed. But when you do realize that you're not on track, instead of feeling guilty, reevaluate and adjust your goals. Throughout the year, I constantly plan and set new goals for myself, what's working for me and what's not working. Planning on a consistent basis helps keep me motivated and energized. Another key, I think, is to not set such big, optimistic, perhaps even unachievable goals. Instead, implement smaller daily habits that will help you accomplish things on a weekly or monthly basis. So here are 5 things that I'm working on for 2019. Number 1, go to the gym. I realize that this is probably the number 1 thing on most people's resolution lists. And it's also probably the top thing that people give up on. It's a stereotypical New Year's goal, nevertheless, it's staying on my list. I think there are a couple key things to being consistent and making this work for you. First, pick an environment, place, and time that makes sense for your lifestyle and that motivates you, whether it's early in the morning or after work, whether it's going to a class or doing something at home, whether you go to the gym or use your own equipment. For me, actually going to the gym, being in a space that's dedicated to working out, having the bright clean lights and being surrounded by other people with similar goals, that's what worked the best for me in 2018. Another key is to find a workout buddy. Having that accountability and having somebody push you, that really helps with being consistent. A third thing that will help you stay on track is to have tangible goals. My overall goal is to be fit and strong and healthy, but on days when you're not feeling motivated, sometimes that goal just isn't enough to keep you going. So I also visualize exactly what I want to look like by this summer, and that can help me kick myself into gear. I also keep a physical record of my workouts and how much weight I lifted. That way, I always have the goal to beat last week's results. Number 2, learn a language. This is another goal that can be really difficult to stick to after a month or so. The best thing I found for being consistent is to make this a part of a morning routine or a night routine. I'm currently learning Italian on Duolingo. No, this is not a paid sponsorship, I wish. And I was doing really well with keeping up with it on a daily basis, right until Christmas time and life got really busy with the holiday rush. An important thing to remember about sticking to your goals is that you have to have the ability to give yourself a break and not feel guilty. Don't let yourself wallow in self-despair for failing. Just accept that sometimes life is overwhelming and busy and you've got to tackle what's right in front of you at that moment. Now that the holidays are over, I'll be starting up my Italian again. I like to do the lessons at night before I go to bed, and I've also found that the desire not to lose my streak is great motivation for doing it on a daily basis. Number 3, be more social. By nature, I'm an introvert. I get my energy from being alone. However, in 2019, I want to focus on building the friendships I have. I also want to be more spontaneous, live life to the fullest, and do more activities like skeet shooting, bowling, going out to eat with friends, or going to museums or free concerts in the city. I always have fun when I do things like that, but I do have to work hard to override my tendency to just stay home. Having plans with friends also helps me be more motivated during the week because I have something to look forward to. Number 4, staying on top of tidying. I like to clean and it's important to me to have a pleasant environment in my house. A lot of my channel is about cleaning and best practices for making your house feel like a home. So I'm already pretty good at this, but I want to get better. The end goal of cleaning and putting your home in order is to spend the least amount of time cleaning and putting your home in order. There is always room for improvement, developing better systems and finding new ways to be efficient. For Christmas, I got the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. You may have heard of her, or at least of her KonMari method. Without going full throttle KonMari, what I took away from her book is the need to declutter. First world societies tend to accumulate a lot of belongings, many of them needless or things we never use. Without going all out and completely embracing minimalism, I do want to declutter my home. A rule of thumb she uses to determine whether or not to keep an item is, does it spark joy? This seems rather vague at first, but it's something I can relate to. If something isn't useful but it makes you happy, then keep it. Our home should be restful retreats, spaces that make us happy. But don't keep things just because you spent money on them, or because you should, or because you may need it sometime in the future. If you're not using it and it doesn't make you happy, then throw it out or donate it. So I'm trying out a mini version of this method, and if you guys are interested, I can let you know how it goes. Number 5, organize and plan. If you know me, you know I love to organize. I love to plan, I love to write lists. Doing these things keeps me motivated, keeps me on track, and gives me definite tasks to accomplish. It's very hands-on and visual, which I need, and I enjoy being able to very clearly track my progress. I use 2 journals to track my monthly, weekly, and daily goals. I started this method of planning last year and it works pretty well for me. I'm still developing and fine-tuning it, and I may adapt it and change it as the year goes on, but for right now, it works really well. So I would encourage you all to find a method of organizing and planning that works for you. You can find a lot of inspiration and ideas on YouTube and blogs. My method is kind of a blend of several different methods and systems that I found on YouTube. If you guys would be interested, I can do a video on what my journals look like and how I plan out my months. One thing I really need to get better at is meal planning and prepping. I know that meal planning can save you a lot of money, and I also think it will help me eat healthier, more nutritious meals, which is also a big part of goal number 1, going to the gym and getting fit. So in 2019, I want to figure out a meal plan that works for me. So those were my 5 goals that I want to implement on a daily basis in 2019. I know that some of them will change or adjust as I go through the year, but I think that being flexible and adapting your plans are part of being a successful goal setter. I'd love to hear some of your goals for 2019, and if you have any tips or recommendations for planning healthy meals, I'd love to hear them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it motivates you and energizes you to make 2019 a fantastic year. To watch my other motivational content, click here, and for some cleaning motivation, click here. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, thanks to everybody out there watching my channel, and cheers for now.